This is Damion Poitier coming to you directly from Comic-Con 2011 with Casey on the Down the Road Show.
That I heard leaks about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not talking about the Avengers, I swear.
I can neither confirm nor deny any involvement I may have in the Avengers movie.
Okay. I will neither confirm or deny that either, but let's just say, I don't know who that guy is. That funny looking guy walking by, he told me.
Right. I'll just say Joss Whedon's really nice. Known him a long time, and we get along pretty good, so
Yeah.
I will say that.
I almost bumped into him last night after leaving you.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. Like literally almost bumped into him. I turned around and he was walking by, I think with his wife, and it was like I barely missed him.
Nice. Good.
What other TV shows have you been doing?
I have a little bit on Sons of Anarchy, still pretty early in the season. So if you watch Sons of Anarchy, you might want to tune in. So
Sons of Anarchy has a huge following.
Yep.
How cool was that to do?
It was very cool. The set was great. I got to work with Peter Weller.
Nice, really.
I saw him when I went in the audition, and I was like, oh, it's RoboCop. But that was my inside voice. My outside voice, I was like, okay, we're gonna go audition. And I looked at it, I was like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, it's RoboCop. So then I went in the audition, and he was in the room.
Right.
And he came up, he shook my hand, he's like, hi, I'm Peter Weller. We talked a couple minutes, he had me do it a couple different ways, and he's like, thank you very much, shook my hand again. And I walked outside, and I got on the phone, and was like, I just auditioned for RoboCop. And all my friends were like, wait, the new movie? And I'm like, no, Peter Weller, yeah. Okay.
I
was like, I had an audition for Peter Weller. Okay. So then I kind of calmed it down and told a few people what was going on. But yeah, I had a nice geek out moment because RoboCop is one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
It was an amazing movie.
What else is going on? Because you're having an awesome geek Connie weekend. I mean, you've met Luke Skywalker and RoboCop.
Yes.
Who else did you meet?
I ended up talking to Seth Green for a few minutes. I ran into Jackson Public and Doc Hammer, the guys who do Venture Brothers, which is my favorite cartoon. Got to talk to them for a while.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, they're really cool guys. Ran into Ben Edlund, the creator of The Tick. He works on Supernatural right now. Adam Glass, a graphic design, he's a graphic artist. Adam Glass, he does comic books. He's a comic book writer, and he also writes on Supernatural, which happens to be one of my favorite shows. So it's really cool to run those people. Got to talk to Joss for a couple of minutes. Ran into Neville Page, who designs all the creatures for J.J. Abrams. So spent a couple minutes with him and about 50 other people that I can't remember. Oh, I saw Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah, Gollum.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was just walking through the crowd, and I went, and I saw him, and I was like, Mr. Serkis, and he shook my hand. He's like, hey, thanks, man. I was just really brief, Dan Fogel gave me a T-shirt. I didn't realize Dan Fogel's like that big.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's like that big, dude. And I was like, oh, that's Dan Fogel, and he tossed me a T-shirt, and I was like, okay.
I stole his booth at Anaheim Wizard World. Sorry, Dan Fogel. They gave it to me. They moved him.
Wow. Well, that happens stuff. So and that's a few people. I've run into so many people. I've run into a lot of my comic book favorites. I got to talk to Jonathan Hickman for a minute. He's really cool. He's writing Future Foundation. He's writing The Ultimates. He's writing, what else is he writing? He's writing a bunch of stuff. Fred Perry, who writes Gold Digger. He's one of my favorite artists. I always get to spend a couple minutes with Fred. Eric Larson, Savage Dragon, one of my all-time favorite guys. I always spend a couple minutes talking to him at con. Got to spend a few minutes with Robert Kirkman. You may know Robert Kirkman. He's doing the Walking Dead television series.
Oh yes,
he's the guy who created. He's the writer of the comic and one of the producers on the show. So I got to talk to him for a few minutes. So every con, I just end up running into more people that I know or that I know of and spending more time with them. It's just, it's been 5 years, and what's exciting for me is a lot of these, like especially the comic book guys, the artists and the writers that I know, they've known me for like 10 to 12 years.
Right.
So every time they see me, every year I come back and I'm like, I'm working on this project, I'm working on this project, I'm working on this project, and they're always like, so it's really neat to have people who are doing something I love and being able to share with them that I'm doing things that a lot of them watch.
Right.
So it's becoming, it's really, really cool, and
well, I know it's cool for me. We go back 5 years at the con too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and you've watched me, and I've been watching some of the stuff you're doing. So it's nice to kind of be in that situation where a bunch of creative people are growing together.
It really is.
You know what I mean? They're doing more stuff. Like when I met Robert Kirkman, television show wasn't even thought of yet, and I talked to him for a few minutes. So then the TV show came up. We talked for 10 minutes in the Hyatt, and I was like, dude, that show's gonna be the bomb. And he's like, I don't know, I'm hoping so. I'm like, nah, it's gonna blow up, it's gonna be amazing, like everybody's gonna love it. He's like, oh, I really hope so. So then, next year I see him again, and he's like, oh, you know. So show went really well. You know, I saw Joss Whedon in last year at Wrath of Khan and was like, man, I'm so excited you're doing Avengers. I know you're gonna do a great job. I know where you're coming from, so I'm really excited about how you're gonna make it work. And just that I know that Joss Whedon is amazing at doing interpersonal relationships because Buffy, Angel, Firefly, Dollhouse. I was on Angel, Firefly, and Dollhouse.
Joss Whedon does.
Right.
Everybody looked forward to it. It's like Joss Whedon signed up, cool, I'm there.
Right, so I knew that was gonna be incredible, and then I may or may not have seen him in New Mexico. Maybe, maybe not. So
on the set of Hunter Prey 2.
Right, yeah, because Joss Whedon would do that. So it's really interesting for me coming from a fanboy perspective, but more of a fan who does.
Right.
Because there are a lot of people who are fans, all you fans out there that are sitting around and just commenting on stuff, don't do that. Get up and do something, you know? Write a comic, shoot a short film. Even if it's not great, start creating, because what needs to happen is, you know, there's a lot of creative momentum behind the geek movement, and it's not gonna last forever.
No.
So if you have something that's been riding you, an idea or something, you can actually make it happen right now. So you need to get out and make it happen. Kevin Graveau, creator of Underworld. Yeah. I see him every year, and
he's like, him this year.
You didn't run into him?
No,
he's here every year. But I see him every year, and he said to me, Damion, write a graphic novel. He's like, you need, because he's heard my idea, you know, I've shared some ideas with him. He's like, you need to write a graphic novel.
Yeah, you should.
So I'm working on, you know, I have an artist that's willing to work with me, and I'm working on getting my brain into wanting to work on the right project, which will be very helpful. And then I'm gonna get a graphic novel and get it out, because I don't want to start signing until I have something that I've created personally that I can put on the table.
Exactly.
You know, so it'll be, you know, it'll be Hunter Prey, Star Trek, other movies I can't mention, True Blood, and my graphic novel, which will make me feel a little better about being in the fan movement instead of kind of being one of those people who's like, hey, you guys like stuff, so I'm gonna come and take money from you. You know, I want to actually offer something up. So, working on a graphic novel.
Well, plus,
we'll get there.
Plus that's just, I mean, graphic novels are great because once it's done,
it's out there. Once
you TV,
you can do all kinds of things with it. Right. So I have an idea that I want to do, and I actually have some ideas on the, you know, on the television end of what I could do with it. Haven't quite, well, not television, but movie idea. Haven't locked anything down yet, because you actually have to. The strange thing about producing is you actually have to produce. You know, an idea is great, but inherently it's worthless.
Right.
It's actually putting the idea on paper and having someone able to take the idea, because I can tell a great story. Like I have pitched things and people are like, man, that's great, you should send it to me. And then, oh yeah, I have to write it down and send it to them. That's the part. And finding, with my schedule being so hectic and so many things I'm doing, finding the time is been tricky, but you have to do it. If you have something, a creative endeavor that you really want to get involved with, you have to do it. You have to take the time, write it down, get it out there. Everybody, just create. Just create.
Make the time for sure. All right.
Cool.
Speaking of making time, thanks for making time for me.
Appreciate it, and I'm sure you're going to edit this down quite a bit. We've done for a while.
Yeah. You can catch this whole hour conversation.
Yeah. I have a tendency to run on at the mouth, so if you see me and you stop me to talk to me, and we go on for a while. Just saying.
We've been going on for like almost 24 hours.
Right. Yeah, this interview started on Sunday. It's now Tuesday. The con is closed down. People are trying to get out of here.
It is actually Con 2012 now.
Yeah,
Thanks
we've been talking that long.
Back. All right, Damion. Pleasure like always.
Thank you very much.
Have a great rest of the day and a safe drive home.
You too.
We'll be doing a follow-up interview with you.
Yeah, in a few months I'll have more stuff going on.
Yeah, more stuff
you know, and I'll be able to talk a little more about the True Blood experience, and you know, next year at Con we can talk about some other experience I may or may not have had.
Right, and I can't wait to talk to you about that. So we'll see you later. Yeah. Thanks for checking in with Down the Road Show. We're here with Damion Poitier. Go check out Hunter Prey. You can find a direct link to get that off of Amazon from our website.
Also streaming on Netflix.
Yep,
and I'm sure you can pick it up. I think you can pick it up at Blockbuster, or, you know, it's not hard to find the movie.
No.
Hunter Prey, and it's a great. Now keep in mind when you're watching it, it's a very, very small budget, very, very small story, but I think it's excellent. I think when you look at how we did it, it's actually a great story.
I concur. And then watch them on True Blood.
Oh yeah, True Blood. Yeah. Well, you're not gonna get this out by tonight.
No.
Okay. So True Blood.
Don't wait.
Watch it. Rest of the season, you might want to pay attention. Probably gonna be sprinkling in through there. Mm-hmm. Good times will be had. And once again, thank you for hitting the Down the Road Show. Thank you for hitting the Down the Road Show.
Love this guy.
I'm a big fan of his. I should be interviewing him.
It's funny because I'm a big fan of mine too.
Yeah, he should be, because next time I'll interview him for a show. Yeah.
Rampage Fitness Academy is located at 23681 Via Linda, Suite A in Mission Viejo, California, 92691. Call them at 949-830-7267. Cardio kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, regular boxing, yoga, or women's classes only. Rampage Fitness Academy has it all. Check them out at rampagefitnessacademy.com.
This is Damion Poitier coming to you directly from Comic-Con 2011 with Casey on the Down the Road Show.